Today on Real TV, take a look at Stratford's first ever video game tournament.
Plus,
who won the Super Bowl last year?
See how well some of you here at Stratford get tested on your Super Bowl knowledge.
And an inside look at this year's Powder Puff game and a recap of Stratford sports.
It's Friday, February 10th, 2017, and this is Real TV Online. Thanks for tuning in to Real TV. I'm ASHTON MULLINAX.
And I'm Sarah McDowell. Stratford held its first ever NBA 2K17 and Madden video game tournament last month. Even the teachers got involved in the gaming. Real TV reporter Connor Smith has more.
Last week, Stratford did something it's never done before, host a gaming tournament. The two games in the tourney were Madden NFL 17 and NBA 2K17. Coach Edwards came up with the idea for the tournament. The proceeds go to the Job Awareness and Community Connections program.
All the money right now, we're going to donate to Ms. Blankenship's class. So all the money from the entries, from buying the snacks, everything's going to Ms. Blankenship class because I know that they're going to have a good use for it.
Although this tournament only had Madden and 2K, there are plans to include more games in the future.
But I hope to, in the near future, have soccer, find a way to get something like Naruto, and maybe a dance contest.
Some of the gamers in the tournament seemed very confident in their skills.
I'm better than everyone, so it's easy competition, you know. No one can guard me out here, you know. I mean, I just beat a dude by 50 points, so I expect to win the whole thing, you know. Ain't no competition. I might be exaggerating a tad bit.
Justin ended up not making it to the NBA 2K Championship, but the winner of the whole tournament was Andre DeJesus, who won a $60 gift card to GameStop.
It wasn't hard, man. It was easy. I knew I was going to win, you know. Said I was going to do it. Came, I did it, you know. It's too easy, man. Where's the real 2K ballers at, man? That's all I want to know. You know what I'm saying?
Andre plans to use his gift card to continue to improve his 2K skills.
Go to GameStop, buy a game. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to pre-order 2K, 18.
The winner on the Madden side was Zach Rauch. Coach Edwards hopes to make the tournament happen each semester.
I don't know if it's going to be annual. What I'm hoping to do is maybe even a semester. I want this to be something that Stratford High is known for, and I hope to grow it to the point where we're challenging other schools because they're trying to be like us and they're having these same tournaments.
Reporting for Real TV, I'm Connor Smith.
Speaking of new traditions, we've started a new segment here on Real TV.
Every Monday, we ask you here at Stratford for good news to start the week off in a positive way. Here's this week's good news.
My good news is I haven't been late to school all semester, so that's really good.
My good news is I signed a walk-for.
My good news is that I have all A's.
My good news is I made the track team.
My good news is my dad bought a boat.
My good news is I made the varsity team, soccer team.
My good news is I've always been failing and I finally got all A's.
Some of our Knights recently received good news of their own.
Congrats to the January Knights of the month. They are freshman Alyssa Davis, nominated by Sergeant Boydston, sophomore Garrett Harper, nominated by Miss St. Clair, junior Emily McAvoy, nominated by Coach Kate, and senior Harry Sang, nominated by Miss Stoller. Our staff and faculty were also recognized. Our staff person of the month is Miss Sharon, and our faculty person of the month for January is English teacher Miss McCabe. From a few of the most influential individuals at Stratford to some of the most influential individuals in all of history, February began our celebration of Black History Month.
Real TV reporter Jaden Simmons tells us more on the importance of this.
February is known as Black History Month across the country, and it's a time where we celebrate the accomplishments of African Americans throughout history. Black History Month serves as an important mark in African American heritage as well as American heritage.
To keep the heritage alive and also to give the youth something to look forward to.
I think it's good for the communities, for the nation to really have consistent reminders of what it really means to be an American.
Many people consider events like Black History Month and the King Parades to be very important in race relations in the U.S. These events bring people of all races to celebrate.
Martin Luther King spoke constantly about just being together, looking past one's external differences, and really acknowledging that on the inside, we all share the same common goals, purpose, and dreams.
I come from a family that doesn't discriminate against different races,
I think it's really important to raise your kids to not see the difference in others.
One thing about Black history is that it's current as well as historical. We have many modern leaders in Black history, as well as a few at the local scale, such as entrepreneur Christian DuBoise.
I instill positivity in young men now and young women now, and understanding who they are as people.
Mr. DuBoise's main goal is to expand the horizons of Black history within schools.
Most of the time it's like our history starts at slavery, especially in all the school books. It's like, well, we were slaves. Okay, well, what about what we were before we were slaves?
Reporting for Real TV, I'm Jaden Simmons.
History has been in the making with our new president, Donald Trump.
He has made good on his campaign promise to take measures against terrorism, including a highly controversial travel ban on 7 Muslim-majority nations. The 7 countries are Iran, Iraq, Sudan, Yemen, Libya, Syria, and Somalia. Trump's executive order on immigration bars citizens from these countries from entering the United States for the next 90 days and suspends the admission of all refugees for 120 days. The move sparked protests across the nation. We asked some of you your thoughts on the matter in this week's Stratford Speaks.
Is morally and ethically wrong. Trump is trying to promote discrimination against nationality in general.
It's flam, and I don't think he got the right.
It's foul.
I believe it's pretty terrible because everyone should be able to come to America to practice what they want to believe in, because after all it is land of the free.
I don't support the Muslim ban. I think it's cruel.
I just think anybody should be in America because everybody, we all equal, and he's my family.
I think it's wrong and bad that he's banning immigrants from a country that was founded by immigrants.
I don't like it. I disagree with it because it's not fair.
In other school news, classrooms all around Stratford are learning about many different things. Reporter Kylie Stoll shows us what's happening in the classroom.
In Dr. Bro's physical science class, students determine speed, velocity, and acceleration by measuring how fast a balloon can travel down a string. In Miss Ancrum's chemistry class, students observed the 3 stages of matter: liquids, solids, and gases, by adding iced table salt to water and placing the water on a hot plate until the water starts to boil for 30-second intervals. And I'm Kylie Stoll, reporting for Real TV.
Outside of the classroom, our girls here at Stratford took on the football field.
Real TV reporter Jillian Rui has the highlights from this year's Powder Puff football game.
The Powder Puff game started with the juniors playing the freshmen. And in a close game, the juniors pulled out a win 7-6.
I don't know who that is. We were definitely the strongest in our throwing game, but we were the weakest with our coaches.
I feel like we did pretty good, and at first I feel like we kind of underestimated them, but then we did better and we ended up winning.
Next, it was the sophomores against the seniors. And in a surprise win, the sophomores shut out the seniors 6-0.
I feel like we definitely needed to practice passing the ball better because we definitely fumbled it a lot.
Freaking awesome, we won. Yeah.
After that was the consolation game. The seniors played against the freshmen for 3rd and 4th place. The seniors won 6-0 and got 3rd place overall.
Bit more cohesion, we were a bit more together as a team, which was nice.
The final game was the championship round. Fighting for first place were the juniors and the sophomores. The night ended with the juniors taking it all 6-0.
I feel like our defense is pretty strong, but then I feel like our offense is pretty strong too.
Junior's taking it all. We're taking the trophy.
Win or lose, the Powder Puff game gave the girls from every grade the opportunity to form new bonds and create a memorable experience.
Definitely getting to get closer to people that you wouldn't necessarily be close with.
It was just a really good way to have class spirit.
Being able to play football because I've always wanted to play football.
Just getting to know the different people and meeting new friends and stuff like that.
I'm Jillian Rui, reporting for Real TV.
Speaking of football, the New England Patriots celebrate a win over the Atlanta Falcons 34-28 in Super Bowl 51 last Sunday.
And this week's School Smarts reporter Drake Bowen quizzes some of you on football and the Super Bowl.
What number Super Bowl is this year?
56.
No.
46.
51.
51. What state is the Patriots Stadium in?
New England? No.
New England.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Good job. What team has the most Super Bowl wins?
The Cowboys.
Is it the Patriots? I don't know. The Steelers.
The Steelers.
Who won the Super Bowl last year?
I wasn't paying attention. I was just watching the commercials.
The Giants.
I really don't know this.
The Broncos.
Who's playing in the Super Bowl this year?
The
Broncos and the Patriots.
Patriots is right.
Patriots, right? Okay, Patriots, and they beat the Steelers, didn't they?
Patriots and the Falcons.
The Falcons and the Patriots.
What's the most common things that the quarterbacks say when they're asked what they're doing after they win the Super Bowl?
What?
Woo! Yes.
Buy a car? I don't know. They're going to Disneyland. Going to Disney World.
They're going to Disneyland.
And now time to catch up on Stratford sports.
Real TV sports reporter Kyle Thomas has your sports update.
The Knights boys basketball team is still fighting to secure a spot in the playoffs. They're in the middle of a tough stretch after starting 11-4. The Knights have gone down 1-6 with the stretch including a heartbreaking 1-point loss to James Island 2 weeks ago. Here's a look at the highlights.
It's senior night here at Stratford and tensions are high. Coach Jenkins drew up a good defensive game plan for the athletes to follow. First half now, James Island shoots for a 3, misses, but the Knights fail to box out number 3 of James Island, and James Island ends up with the rebound. Later in the half, the Knights defense step up and force a missed layup and recover the rebound. Going into the second half now, the Knights are down 5 with a minute left, but have a chance to pull within 2. Craig Sabb shoots but misses the 3. The Knights end this game with another loss, 59-58.
The Knights followed up that loss with another heartbreaking 3-point loss to Ashley Ridge, followed by another loss to the crosstown rivals Goose Creek. Overall, the Knights are riding a 4-game losing streak into their final home game of the season against another bitter rival, Somerville. Here's a look at Tuesday night's action.
The Knights boys basketball team looking for a playoff bid in their final home game against Somerville. Early first half, Somerville passes on the inside. The help's late to get there, leaving plenty of space for Somerville to hit the early shot. Still first half here, Somerville with a really athletic play to drive, gets the foul and 1. The Knights would try to come back though. Third quarter now, Adam Shankin comes away with the steal. And take a look here. Nobody wants to come guard Adam, and so he's just going to take it all the way himself and score. Knights are trying to come back. Here we go to the fourth quarter. Shankin finds his man who gets free and drills a wide open 3. Knights down 9. At the other end, though, Knights down 6. Somerville with the dagger right here, passes it all the way across the court to drill a wide open 3. The Knights lose. Your final score, 58-49.
It's not all over yet, though. Our Knights have one last chance to secure a spot in the playoffs. They'll be on the road tonight one last time to face the Warriors at Wando. Tip-off for boys is at 8:30. Switching over to the girls' basketball team, they just came off a tough loss against the Goose Creek Gators. It was a hard loss with a score of 17-56. However, the girls' team just recently broke a Stratford record. They're coming off a win against Ashley Ridge and James Island. This is the first time the Knights have had 2 region games since 2003. Our girls are back in action tonight as I head over to Wando with the guys. Tip-off for the girls is at 7. Our hockey team is coming off a huge upset against Wando 2 weeks ago. Freshman Luke Holston scored a goal in regulation, but Wando tied it up, forcing a shootout. And take a look here as Holston makes some nice moves and scores the game-winning goal in the shootout. Wando is one of the top 2 teams in the state, and Holston says it's good to be a part of a team that's improving each week.
Well, last year we didn't have that much players up on the team, so this year we got some good players and we're working.
The hockey team was back in action last week where they started a 2-game road trip where they went up to face Greenville South where they lost a tight 3-2 battle. The game ended the night with 3-2. However, they have another chance tonight as they're finishing up their road trip to take on Irmo on the Fusion. It's another late game as the Knights have the puck drop at 9:15. Moving on to spring sports, our track tryouts have just wrapped up. The team is looking forward to defending the 4x800 title this year. Out of the 4 athletes on that team, 2 are returning. Coach Sutherland says the team is excited about the opportunity to defend their title.
Coming into our new season, we expect to do very well. Our goal is to be state champs. That's where we look at every season to start the year. We finished in the top 5 last year, so the goal is to be back there again.
Another spring sport on its way is girls softball. The Lady Knights are coming off a great year last year as the reigning state champions. It's going to be a challenge though with the loss of Coach Toller, but players say they're confident in their new head coach.
She changed a lot of new things, but sets a good tone for this year.
As the softball team gets ready to defend their state championship, the Lady Knights are hosting a home run derby next Friday. It'll cost you $20 if you want to compete, but only $2 to come watch. The derby is next Friday at 5. From softball to baseball, our boys are getting set to face off against Hanahan in the K&Bay Jamboree. The Knights take the field at noon tomorrow to face the Hawks. Moving on to our last sport today, our girls soccer team has their first scrimmage of the year on Sunday. They'll be heading to Patriots Point to face against Ashley Ridge at 11 in the morning. Lastly, Stratford has 2 athletes signing to play college sports on National Signing Day. Amari Johnson was one of the best football players in the state and signed to play defensive back at Walford.
It's big D1 football, and my parents love the campus, and I fell in love with the campus when I went on my visit.
Softball player Kat Tate will also be playing ball in college. She signed to play with Limestone. Congratulations to both of those senior athletes. And that's all for sports.
And that's all for Real TV Online.
We'll see you here again on February 24th.